Thank you, everyone. I'm calling to order a code enforcement hearing of the City of Cape Canaveral. Today's date is August 22nd, 2023. My name is Richard Geller. I am Special Magistrate for Code Enforcement appointed by the City Commission pursuant to Article 6 of the City Code as well as Florida Statutes Chapter 162. We have tonight a quasi-judicial evidentiary proceeding. The burden of proof is on the city to show by a preponderance of evidence that a code violation exists. In other words, I will determine based on the evidence presented to me tonight whether it is more likely than not that a code violation has occurred. The alleged violator will have an opportunity to submit any rebuttal or exculpatory evidence, including testimony. Excuse me. At my discretion, I may allow a member of the public with relevant personal knowledge to testify, even if not called by either the city or the responding party. And anyone who would like to testify should sign in the sheet at the front of the commission chambers. Upon a request, an alleged violator may ask relevant and material questions of any city witness, and the city may ask relevant material questions of any witness for the responding party. I may exclude evidence that I deem to be irrelevant, material, or repetitious. And in determining the amount of any fine, I will consider the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous history of violations. Under the City Code and Florida statutes, I may assess fines up to $250 per day per violation and up to $500 per day for repeat violations, as well as a fine of up to $5,000 for a violation that I deem to be irreparable or irreversible, as well as the cost of any repairs made by the city. At the conclusion of the hearing, I will issue findings of fact and conclusions of law based on the evidence of record, and I will issue an order as well from the bench here and in writing, which I'll endeavor to do tomorrow, if at all possible. The city will record a certified copy of any order imposing a fine, which will become a lien against the land where the violation occurs, as well as upon any other real or personal property owned by the violator. And any order that I issue may be appealed by any party, including the city, or the responding party within 30 days to the Brevard County Circuit Court. It is the responsibility of the appealing party to obtain a record of these proceedings, and appeal is limited to the record presented before me. The next hearing will be on September 26, 2023, and I have approved the minutes from the last hearing, which was held on June 27, 2023. I've signed them and have given them to the recording secretary, Ms. Roth. At this point, anyone who will be giving testimony, I would like to swear you in. Swear that the testimony you shall give this evening should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me real quick. Can we take a brief pause real fast?
Of course.
See if we can get these working. The screens aren't working, so
Of
you
course.
wouldn't be able to see the PowerPoint.
Of course. Thank you for catching that. I have it in front of me.
There it goes.
Thank you, Brian. Okay. All right. Well, the first case is number 2023-105. It alleges violations of sections 34-96A, 34-97, and section 302.1 and section 303.1 of the International Property Maintenance Code. Lisa Taylor is the responding party, the property owner at 111 Justimere Road. Do we know if Ms. Taylor is expected to be here?
She told me she wasn't going to make it.
Okay. Then if you're ready to proceed, feel free. Please just introduce yourself for the record.
Officer Chris Robinson, City of Canaveral Code Enforcement. This is reference 111 Justamere Road in Cape Canaveral. Violation is for International Property Maintenance Code violations for swimming pools.
Okay.
The amended notice of violation was sent 7/3/23 to Lisa Taylor. Certified mail was not signed, so the property was posted in accordance with Florida State Statute 162.12. Notice of hearing sent out 8/4/2023 to Lisa Taylor. Certified mail not signed for. The property was posted in accordance with 162.
Let me just make sure I'm getting the dates. So the amended notice of violation was sent on July 3rd, 2023, and it was not delivered. It was posted. I saw I thought it appeared to be posted in the agenda packet on June 28th, 2023. Does that appear to be correct?
I've got my photographs in here.
Okay.
But I posted it when the notice of violation went out. I believe that I posted it on that same day.
Okay. On June 28th then. Okay. On July 3rd. On July 3rd.
July 3rd,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Very good. And it looks like you also posted it in addition to the subject property, but also at 630 Adams Street.
Yes, the notice of hearing, I posted at both known addresses of hers,
Okay.
outside of the one that she lives in Maryland. I know that she resides occasionally at 630 Adams.
Okay. All right. And it appears that you also spoke to her?
Yes,
Okay. And she indicated to you that she was not attending this evening.
that is correct.
So it also indicates that she had knowledge of this hearing
Yes, sir.
tonight. Okay. All right. You can proceed.
This is the subject property. This is west of North Atlantic Avenue.
And this is we had this property before us several months ago. We had some property by Ms.
It
Taylor.
was the 630 Adams property, but it was
Okay.
not this property.
Okay.
She owns both of them.
Okay. So we've not had any prior violations at this
That is
property.
correct.
All right.
And in this photo, this aerial photo on the property appraiser site, you can see that the swimming pool is green.
Yes.
Okay, 3/22/23, staff received a complaint from Bill Hill at 115 Justamere Road regarding the pool at 111 Justamere being green once again. He stated this is the third time he has complained, and each time the owner will treat it with chlorine once and it just goes right back to being green. Staff conducted a site visit and confirmed the pool is green and the pool pump does not appear to be working.
3/22 was the date of the
Of my
inspection?
initial visit.
Okay.
Staff also observed the pool water level is half empty and there's concern further drainage could force the pool up out of the ground. Staff made contact with property owner Lisa Taylor. Staff informed her of the complaint and observed violations. Staff also spoke to her regarding being the third documented complaint about the pool being green and the issue needs to be resolved once and for all. She said the tenants are required to take care of the pool. And staff informed her that the property owner is responsible for property maintenance and it's being neglected. She advised she will take care of it. 3/27/23. Due to the previous complaints and no remedial action taken by the property owner, a notice of violation was issued. 3/30/23. Staff received a complaint from Paige Walsh, the tenant at 111 Justamere Road. She advised that the pool is green and the owner will not take care of it. She said she was called by Lisa Taylor and told that because the city is making her maintain the pool, she's just going to drain it and cover it, so she does not have to care for it anymore. Staff contacted Ms. Taylor about the new complaint, and she confirmed what she plans to do. Staff informed her she cannot drain the pool because it will pop up out of the ground due to the water table. This could potentially damage surrounding utilities and other properties, as well as city infrastructure. Ms. Taylor advised she will have a pool company take care of the pool. 4/4/23. Staff received another complaint from Paige Walsh that the pool is still green and there are chunks of concrete missing in the pool. 5/11/23. Ms. Walsh contacted staff and said the pool has been treated, but the chunks of missing concrete have yet to be repaired. A site visit found the chunks of concrete missing appeared to only be surface plaster falling off. 5/11/23, staff reached out to Ms. Taylor to discuss the missing chunks of plaster, concrete. She stated she will get a pool company to see about repairs. 4/4?
Welsh's complaint. On the 4th, I'm sorry. It was 4/4. I knew I had something wrong there. Okay. Then 5/11, pool was treated, but we still don't have the
Once the pool was treated, the missing plaster or concrete was visible now.
okay. And is this missing plaster on the side of the pool, or I'm trying to figure out where this
It's
is?
bottom sides. It's inside the pool.
Okay.
Underwater.
All right.
6/15/23, Paige Walsh contacted staff again and stated the pool is turning cloudy and nothing has been repaired. She also informed staff she is moving out and will no longer be able to keep code enforcement updated.
Okay.
6/27/23, staff conducted a site visit and found the pool to be green again. The original notice of violation was amended to include the concrete and plaster repairs and was issued to the property owner. The property was also posted. 7/26/23, staff conducted a site visit and found the violations remain. 8/4/23, staff conducted a site visit and observed the violations had not been corrected. A notice of hearing was issued and the property was posted. On 8/22/23, staff conducted a site visit and found the pool to be covered with an appropriate pool covering. The property is in compliance at this time.
So if it's covered, does that mean that the green issue is resolved, or we just cannot see it?
Well, I can't see it, but if the pool is covered, and I'll show you the cover of the
Okay.
photographs that I have.
All right.
But if the pool is covered, there's no sunlight getting through, so it will not be able, algae will not be able to grow.
Okay.
As for, the plaster, it's covered up, we can't see it, or concrete damage, whatever it is, we can't see it. I spoke to her, she said that her plan is to move into it herself. So we'll see what develops with that. If she rents it out again and the new tenants want to uncover the pool, and there's still some issues, we'll have to revisit those issues.
I'm just a little, well, your conclusion that the pool's now in compliance, we really don't know if it was clear, the water was clear when she put the cover on.
No
If,
clue.
but if you put a cover on a green pool, presumably whatever mold is growing there is that just going to die off at that point? Is that what happens?
Yes, there's no sunlight, so it would not be able to continue. I mean, there's,
Okay.
the pool cover is 100%
Okay.
coverage. I mean, there's no sunlight getting through.
Okay. But we don't know about if the plaster condition has been resolved.
That's correct, I don't know.
Okay. And she's not given you any evidence to indicate that she has resurfaced whatever plaster was coming off?
Given me no information on that.
Okay. All right.
So this is a photograph of the swimming pool on one of my initial visits. And then as you can see, this is the chunks of plaster missing. I believe that it's plaster that's peeling off of the gunite.
So is that looking down, are the
It's looking
white,
straight down into the deep end.
so the white specks are the bottom of the pool we're looking at? We're not looking
White
at,
specks is just debris on the surface.
oh, that's on the surface?
Yes, the dark circles down deep below, and that, aerial mountain range looking thing is
Yeah.
just stuff on the bottom.
Well, is that just debris on the
Yes,
bottom?
that's just debris in the bottom.
And then-
Probably
and
the
then-
flaking plaster.
All right, and then the two craters, is that where?
That is what appears to me to be missing plaster.
Okay.
Here's some more. As you can tell, the water's starting to cloud up.
All right.
This is one of the notices I posted on the door.
Okay.
This is the hearing that I posted on the door. And then I took these today. And this is what banks typically do on foreclosures to make the pool safe. This is what one of these is. So
I see.
it's properly attached.
Okay.
This is the full coverage right here. So it's 100% covering the pool. So
All right.
I have no idea what condition the pool is now in under it. There's no way to know, but the algae isn't going to be an issue, so it's not going to be a source infestation for mosquitoes.
Okay.
So that's why we said that we have to find it in compliance at this time. There's nobody residing there. I really can't move forward with it at this time.
All right, so, oh, go ahead.
What we're wanting to do is, because this is an ongoing issue, I don't know whether tenants are going to move back in there or not, and if tenants move back in there, the pool has to function properly. So if that's the case, if that's what happens, we've had this as an ongoing issue. We've had 2 other cases that never came before. We just want to find her in violation of the notice of violation up until today, and then find her in compliance and move on. And if it happens again, we just want to bring her back to the magistrate.
All right, that makes sense. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, I think I can rule on this. I agree with I find that the swimming pool at various times was not cleaned or properly treated to prevent the water from turning green, and that the pool was a breeding ground for mosquitoes at one time, that the plaster pool liner appears to have been damaged. We have no evidence that it was ever repaired. And when I say pool liner, I'm talking about the plaster or concrete. I find that at one time, until recently, the pool was unsafe and was a threat to public health, safety, and welfare. I find that the city's service of the notice of violation and the notice of hearing were proper under the city code and the Florida statutes. I find that there was a violation of section 34-96A and B of the city code for establishing the standards of good appearance and the responsibility of maintaining the exterior of a property in a clean, sanitary, and safe condition. I find that there was a violation of 34-97A of the city code, which imposes upon the owner of every single-family or multifamily dwelling the responsibility to avoid obnoxious growths and accumulation of filth and inoperative machinery in the case of the pool pump, and the obnoxious growths in the case of the green mold that was growing in the pool, and also the fact that the pool was a source of infestation. And then I would note that the city adopted the International Property Maintenance Code at section 82-221 of the city code, and that there was a violation of section 302.1 of the IPMC, which imposes on property owners a duty to keep the exterior of a property and premises maintained in a clean, safe, and sanitary condition, and also a violation of section 303.1 of the IPMC, which states that swimming pools shall be maintained in a clean and sanitary condition and in good repair with respect to the plaster and the pool pump. So at this point, I find that there is a continuing violation of the plaster because we have received no evidence that this has been remedied. I'm going to find that otherwise the pool appears to have been placed in a condition where the mold is unable to continue growing with the cover on top. Have we received any evidence that the pool pump was ever fixed?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any evidence that the pool pump was never not working. I was told it was the timer that wasn't ever clicking it on, and that the tenant would never go out and manually turn it on.
Well, sounds to me like there was a pool pump that was not operative in some form or fashion, so I'm going to find that to be in violation as well. So with this finding of a violation, we're not imposing any fines this evening. I would say that the should I give in, let me ask this, would the city like me to impose any kind of deadline for fixing the machinery or the plaster, or we really don't care at this point?
No, not really, because if, like I said, this has been an ongoing issue.
Yeah.
If she's not gonna move in and a tenant moves in there, it's gonna rear its ugly head again, and we'll address it at that time.
Okay, so I'm going to leave this at a finding of those violations, the prior violations that are no longer existing, as well as the continuing violations. And there'll be no fines, there's no compliance date other than the finding of the violation. And I would probably, I'm going to urge Ms. Taylor to remedy these conditions without undue delay, or words to that effect. And that the city will have a right to bring this to my attention again if any other complaints manifest themselves. Something like, I'll put something
Yes, that's
to
why-
that nature in the.
That's why we wanna find her in violation, so we
Okay.
can just immediately bring it back before you.
Okay. And I'm going to include in my order all the usual language that if we get to the point where I do impose fines on this property, well, unless she makes this her homestead, there's a danger of foreclosure. And certainly, and I mentioned all the ability to fine at the beginning of this hearing. I won't repeat all that. And that if fines are imposed, that they could be a lien on this property as well as any other real or personal property of the respondent. And I'll work on getting that order out to you hopefully tomorrow. That'll be my goal.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any further business for this evening?
No, sir.
All right, then we'll adjourn, and we'll see you next month.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.